Sorry, are you able to see the screen? Is it visible? Okay, done. Yeah, this is an error came. What error? Okay, okay. I will check it, Jiten. Don't worry. So that create. Okay, yeah. Okay, done. So we were learning yesterday's class that what we were doing, like in pet store we are able to create some pet, and we are able to fetch it, update it. Okay, and again we have created one new collection by clicking on this create new collection. We can create new collections. So we have created one new collection, that is request, and we have added multiple requests over there under that particular collections. We have what we did, we have just added multiple requests over here. Okay, how we have added, we had one request document. Okay, we had one request API document. Okay, with the help of this document, the URL that we were using is this request.n. And suppose if I want to perform this get and request name is list users. Okay, so the method, that http method that we were using is get. Okay, these are endpoints that we have to use after this base URL, and the expected result, and the expected result, the response that we will get is 200. Okay, one sec. Fuck. Just give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, with the help of this request document, we were just sending the request. Okay, the help of this request name. Suppose we have given one request name that is list users. The method that we had used is get method. This is the base URL. After this base URL, we had given some endpoints over there, and after sending request, the response that we are getting from server is 200. Okay, so this is nothing but expected result that we will get, and this is the expected body that we will get. Okay, suppose in single user we will get this body in response. Okay, where we can see response, see in get list users, see this is the response body. Okay, this is the response body. It is nothing but actual body that we are getting from server. This is the response that we are getting from server, and this is the body that we are getting. Okay, so I had sent some multiple requests over there. Okay, and I got expected output as well. Okay, so now I hope that all of you have uh, did the same. None of you have faced some issues. Yeah, some of you, like Jitender told me, he's facing issue that he's not able to send a request. Jitender, first you please check with your internet connection. If you're not able to send, okay, well, like if everything is good, if your internet connection is also good, then it may ask you to download the desktop application of Postman. So you please download that desktop application. Suppose I have desktop application as well. See, this is my desktop application of Postman. Here also I can work. Okay, so you please install this application. Okay, so this application is desktop application of Postman. Here also I can work. Okay, so you please request, I guess. One sec. Yeah, I guess now you guys are able to do API testing little bit. Now, what we will, like yesterday, I told you to create an account in GitHub. Okay, create an account in GitHub. So I hope that every one of you have created one account in GitHub. Is it okay? Yeah. Thank you for your response, Ashish. Yeah. Why, Sumit? Please create an account in GitHub. Okay, I already told yesterday in my yesterday's session that all of you have to create one account in GitHub so we can work in GitHub. Okay, now. Suppose I have created one account and I have clicked on sign in. Okay, and after creating one account, now I'm in this GitHub account. I have one my own GitHub account. Okay, so wait. Oh my God, so many persons. Okay, okay. Hmm. Done. Okay, let it be. So this thing. So GitHub is kind of a cloud-based repository. You can say it is kind of cloud platform where suppose uh, suppose Google Drive. In Google Drive, we used to upload images, we used to upload some files and folders over there. We'll create one folder in Google Drive and we will upload multiple files over under that respective folder. Okay, so just like Google Drive, GitHub is there. In GitHub, it is also a cloud platform where we can write codes and basically where we can upload codes. Okay, so little bit like it is a cloud based repository. Okay, cloud platform it is, where generally developers will come and store some codes over there. Okay, so if anybody wants they can use it, something like this it will work. Okay, so now we will take one API, we will take API document of GitHub to test the some features of GitHub. Okay, okay, like if I want to, please focus here, it is very important. Okay, if I want to create one repository in GitHub. Okay, see guys, in Postman, in Pet Store, basically we have taken one API document of Pet Store, and we were dealing with pets over here. In Pet Store, what we were doing, we were creating some pets, we were fetching the created pet, we were deleting that pet, we were updating that pet. Basically, this thing we were doing in Pet Store. In regress, we were dealing with users. See, single user, list user. If I want to fetch the list of users, if I want to fetch the single user, if I want to create anyone, if I want to update anyone, if I want to register anyone, if I want to don't register, if I want to log in anyone. Okay, so basically we were dealing with users in regress, and we were dealing with pets in Pet Store. Just like that, now we will be dealing with repos, that is repositories in GitHub. Okay, we will be dealing with repositories in GitHub. What we will do, we will create some repository over here. Take care. Yeah. So yeah, so basically now, okay, yeah, so basically now we can see the UI of this application. We are able to see the user interface of this application. The front end of this application is ready. Still we can do API testing. How? Let's see. Basically, if UI is ready, how we will create repositories. Okay, we will click on this new. Okay, we'll click on this new. This is owner name. Who is owner? Obviously I have created an account here. So see, signed in as Kushagra Singh 17. Obviously I'm owner of this GitHub account. Okay, and and if I want to give any repository name, how we are going to do the see, now we are able to see the UI of this application. So how we will be doing manual testing in this application. All of us have completed our manual testing project session as well as manual testing course. So simply, if I want to do manual testing in this particular web page, if I want to see whether I'm able to create one repository or not, obviously I will give some name over here. Okay, so what are the feature, what are the sections, what are the columns that we need to fill, we will fill that. Okay, obviously this is mandatory section. As you can see, repository name, obviously we have to give some repository name. Suppose I have given one repository name as uh, what I can give, mm, 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 mm. Anything you tell me, any name, any random name guys. Okay, Elon Musk. Description, obviously I will give some description that loss of Tesla. Okay, boss of SpaceX or Tesla. Okay, so SpaceX. Okay, boss of SpaceX or CEO of SpaceX, anything. Okay, boss of SpaceX. Okay, now do you want to make this repository public or private? If you make this repository as private, nobody will no one can see your repository, only you are able to see your repository. If you make it as public, anyone can see your repository that you have created over here. Okay, so as of now, I will make it as public only. Okay, and I will just click on this create repository. So one repository will see what the columns that I have filled over here. I have filled one repository name. Okay, I have filled the description, and I have chosen that this repository as public. These three things I did here. Okay, now I will click on create repository. So one repository will get created. Okay, you can see here in your repositories, you can see that one repository, see Elon Musk public boss of SpaceX updated now. Okay, it is public. This is repository name, and this is the description that I have given for this particular repository. Okay, so this repository I have created when I am able to see the UI of the application. Okay, so if I want to do the manual testing, or if I want to write test cases or anything, basically if I want to do manual testing, how can I do? Basically I can see the UI, so I can do the UI testing over here. I can check the functionality of this new button, and I can create one repository over here. So basically I did UI testing or manual testing over here. Okay, now suppose the UI of this application is not ready. Suppose the UI of this application is not ready. We are not, the front end of this application is not ready. We are not able to see new button. We are not able to see the create repository button. We are not able to see anything. We are not able to see the text field of that repository name. We are not able to see the text field of the description. We are not able to see the those public and private radio buttons. Then how we are going to do testing? That's what API testing is. Even if UI is not available, if we are not able to see either you of any application, we can do API testing, and with the help of API testing, we can test any application even if UI is not ready. Okay, so let's test. Let's create one repository. Okay, let's create one repository by using Postman. Okay, just suppose the UI of this application is not ready. Okay, we are not able to see anything. How we are going to do testing? How we are going to create repos? Let's see. Okay, very interesting thing. Please focus here, guys. It is very important session. Okay, today. Obviously, now what I will do here, I will create one new collection. Okay, I will create one new collection, and I will give it as GitHub. Okay, GitHub, GitHub. Done. Now I will start adding request. Okay, so how to? I will click on this add request. First, what I will do? First, I will click on this view more actions, and then I will click on this add request. What will be my first method? Come on, tell me. Tell me, guys. I have to create one repository. So what will be my first method? Tell me first. Post. Correct, Nidhi. Correct, Abhishek. Yes, post. Okay, post. With the help of the post method, I can create repository or I can add repository. So I have given one request name as create repo. Create repo. Okay, I have given one name as create repo. Enter. Okay, request name is create repo, and obviously the method we are going to use is post. With the help of post method, we are able to create or add anything. Okay, here we have to create repositories. Okay, post method is used. Now URL. Where is URL? Okay, where is URL? Okay, let's see. Please focus, very important. Please, if anybody is recording, please record this session as well. So if anybody wants to know, maybe they will get confused. Maybe they will find some difficulties to find the API document of GitHub. So if anybody is recording this session, then it would be better. Okay, done. If you have good memory or something, okay, if you have good memory something, so please focus here. We can do parallelly also. Okay, so first of all, what we have to do? First of all, what we have to do, obviously we need one API document. We need one API document from where we can, obviously we want URL and endpoints, body or something. Okay, so we need what we need API document. So how to get API document of GitHub? Okay, see, just scroll down a little, just scroll down a little, and then you can find here one column as API. In API, in footer, you will get one section, one link as API. What you have to do, you please right click here and open link in new window. Okay, open link in new window, in new tab. Okay, open link in new tab. Okay, so in different tab it will open. See, I have just click on right click and open link in new tab, so it is opened in new tab. Okay, now here GitHub docs, this is document of API document of GitHub. Okay, so basically from where we can get base URL. Okay, so that's what I told in my previous classes. Maybe developers have given proper API document for any application. Maybe they have given API document and you have to find all those things which is needed to test any feature. Okay, so here we need base URL. So I have already explored, I already know where base URL is. But if you are exploring it first time, okay, then you have to find, like suppose if you're working for for any different application or for any other application, okay, an API document has provided. Okay, if you want, if you need base URL, so maybe you have to find endpoints and you have to find base URL for that particular application. But don't to not to worry, I already found base URL for this GitHub. So what where you have to go, you just scroll down a little, you just scroll down a little here in GitHub docs. You please scroll down a little. Here you can see REST API. Okay, here you can see REST API. Obviously we are doing REST web services here, so obviously we need REST APIs. Okay, so I will click on REST API. I will click on REST API. Okay, now and the moment I click on REST API, again in left side, I can see multiple options over here. Quick start overview, guides, action, activity, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I will click on this overview. I will click on this overview. In overview, again, I got multiple options. Okay. In overview, I will click on this resources in the REST API. Resources in the REST API. I will click on this resources in the REST API, and from here I can see the base URL or the web URL of this application. Okay, URL of this application, that is https colon double forward slash api.github.com. Okay, what I will do now, I will copy it and I will paste it over here. Okay, I will paste it over here. Okay, clear? From where I can from where I got, let me clear, see, just so I will clear few columns. Okay, now see, again I will tell you, I was in this page. Okay, even suppose you are in this page, in GitHub page. Okay, what you have to do, you have to find footer. This is the footer, because if I click any issues, if I click on issues as well, this will remain constant. Okay, so in footer, you have to find this API. Okay, in footer there is one link of API. You have to open it in link in new tab. This link you have to open in new tab. Okay, now it is opened in new tab. Just navigate to that particular tab, and then in left side scroll a little, then you will find REST API. Click on REST API. Okay, and then you will again find multiple options at left side. Okay, then you please click on this overview. Okay, overview, please click on this overview. Again you will find multiple sections, multiple columns. Okay, so please click on resources in the REST API. Resources in the REST API. The moment I click on it, I will get my base URL. I will get my base URL of this application. So sometimes it will be little complex to find base URL or endpoints of any for any application in particular in that particular API document. So but maybe for some application they have provided proper API document. Okay, so you have to find it by yourself. Okay, but here I have already found. So how to do it, you got to know guys, how to find base URL of this GitHub. Yes. Okay, great then, great. So brilliant, so intellectual, all of you are so intellectual. I'm very much impressed. Thank you so much. Okay, so I have just copied the base URL and I have pasted over here. Okay, obviously I will paste here and I will check uh, uh, whether the URL whether the syntax of this URL is correct or not. Obviously, I have protocol also. I don't have to add any kind of protocol, so it's fine. Okay, now what next thing we need? Tell me, guys. What next thing we need in this URL? Come on, tell me. I want to check whether you guys are, yeah, endpoint. Get child and get what get endpoint. Correct. Endpoint, obviously. Endpoint we have to find. Okay. Endpoint we have to find. We have given URL. Now we have to find endpoints. Now, how to find endpoints? Get Come back to this API document. Okay. Now in REST API only, not in REST API. Come back again. Come back here. Just like there is one section for REST API. Again, scroll a little. Okay. No, 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 no. Okay. In REST API only. Okay. In REST API only, in overview, you found resources in the REST API. Now, if you scroll little or scroll, if you scroll to the bottom, you will find one section repositories over here. In REST API only, in overview, you found resources in the REST API. There you can there you can get what? There you can get base URL. Now, if you want endpoints, you have to scroll again and then you have to click on this repositories. At bottom we have this repositories. We have this repositories option, so you have to click on this repositories. Okay, again in repositories. Okay, now repositories open. Okay, now obviously what I have to do, I have to create a repo. Okay, so I will find, see, in repositories list organization, create an organization repository. No, 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 I'm not creating any organization repository. Here I can see your repository. It means I am creating one repository for a user. Okay, not for organization. I am creating one repository for user, not for organization. So I'm not going to choose this option. It is stating that create an organization repository, but I am creating a repository for a user. Okay, so get a repository, update, delete. No, no, I want to create. Okay, create a repository, dispatch. No, no, I want to create one repository for a user. So I will again scroll using a template. No, no, just simple. See here, create a repository for the authenticated user. Okay, for the authenticated user. Authenticated means obviously uh, valid user. Okay, all valid user. Okay, now create a repository for the authentication, so authenticated user. So we have to click on it. Then here we will get the endpoints. The method that we have to use is post, and the endpoints that we have to use is slash user slash repos. So I will copy this endpoint. I will copy this endpoint. I will come back here. I will paste it over here. Again, I will tell you how I found this. Okay, in REST API section, there is one section known as repositories. In REST API section only. In overview, we had resources in the REST API from where we can find base URL. Now in REST API only, if you scroll to bottom, you will find one repositories. You just have to click on it. Then obviously, first, what we were doing here, we are creating one repository for a user. So again, I will scroll it till I'll found it, and then I can see I create a repository for the authenticated user. So I will click on it, then I will copy the endpoints from here, and see, as I can see, the method which we have to use is post method. Developer has already mentioned it in this API document. Okay, so I have just copied and I have pasted. I had pasted the endpoints over here. Okay, so is it clear, guys? Clear, clear, easy, no? Clear, pakka? That's why I'm repeating two times. So maybe you'll get clarity. Okay, done. Done then. Great, great, great. Okay, got it. So now I want to ask that I have given request name, I have given method name, I have given this base URL or web URL as well. I have given endpoints also. If I am using post method, I am creating or adding something. So do I need to attach any kind of body, or do I need to provide body or something? Just tell me. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. But here, we can see we don't. They have not provided any body. They have not provided any body, any parameters. They have not provided. So what we will do? Obviously, we what we were doing in UI, in this UI, we were creating one repository by seeing the UI of application. Okay, so now we will write some codes over here. We'll obviously not codes, basically we will write in JSON format to create one repository. Okay, so what are the things that are needed to create one repository? We will mention only those things. Okay, so first of all, obviously, if I want to write anything in body, I have to click on this body section. Then what kind of data it is, I will write it in raw data. Then I will select raw, and in which format, in JSON format. So I will select JSON. Now, how to write in JSON format? Okay, first of all, I already told in my class, it will be in under it, that object or that thing will be under curly braces. Okay, curly braces. That's how we will open, we will what object, we will write some things over here. Okay, first, one object has created by opening this curly braces. Okay, now I have to write. Okay, so what we were writing over here, and if we want to create any repository, suppose the UI is there, repository name, obviously name. So I will write name. Okay, name in this name. That's how we have to write in it. We have to write it in JSON format in double quotes. Okay, in double quotes name. I'm just following the format of JSON, nothing I'm doing else. Okay, then colon, and then what name I had given here. What name I had given here? Previously, I had created one repository, Elon Musk. Okay, now I will create uh, Jeff Bezos. Okay, loss. Okay, so how to separate by using commas, we can separate it. Okay, next thing, description. I had given some description over there. Okay, so under this curly braces, I will write description. This all should be in small cases. Okay, okay, the value, see, the name, you can say the attribute name should be in small cases. Okay, it should be in small cases, but the value that you are giving, it can be in capital also. Okay, now Jeff Bezos, who is Jeff Bezos? Little bit description: he is a boss of Amazon. Okay, then again, I want to separate it, I will use commas. Okay, now what is the next thing that I had used here? Repository name, owner is already given, repository name, description, and this public private thing. Okay, public private thing. Okay, and then create repository. Okay, done. So name, description, and then I will write private. Do you want to make it as private? Then true. Boolean value also we can give in JSON format. Correct? No, you already learned JSON, right? Six data types, seven data types that we can use: Boolean, string, number. Correct? No. So I'm just using one Boolean value over here. Like private, do you want to make it as private or do you want to make it as public? So if you want to make it as public, then false. If you want to make it as private, then true. Okay. Now, correct, this is done. Okay, only three things I need to create a repository in GitHub. So I have given those three things: name, description, and this private thing. Okay, now what I will do, see, I will click on, one second, Akash. What happened? Tell me. Please don't interrupt in between. Yeah, repeat body again. My internet is. Please make sure that your internet connection is good, because literally I'm repeating it multiple times, so please hear it properly. Yeah, correct, Pankaj. Correct. Okay. Okay, again I will repeat it. Okay, guys, what we were doing, I have given one request name. Obviously, I have to create. So I have selected one post method. Okay, in this from REST API, I have chosen already. I have repeated this thing, that from where we can get base URL, and from where we can get endpoints. Then what we were doing, we have to give some body because we are creating something. Okay, so create a repository. To create a repository, I will provide some body over there. So how to do it? I will click on this body, I will select raw data, and in which format we are passing body, in JSON format. So now we have to write it in JSON format. So how we were writing in JSON format? We have already attended our theory class. That's why theory class is very important. After attending theory class only, we will be the clarity we will have, okay, while doing it in practicals. Okay, so how we were writing in JSON format? Obviously it will be in double quotes name. Okay, it should be in small cases. Okay, you can't write like capital D or capital N or something. Okay, it should be in small cases. The name, the attribute name will be in small cases, and the value that you are giving, it can be in small or large cases. Okay, so name I have given, value I have given Jeff Bezos, and the description, boss of Amazon or founder of Amazon. Okay, done. Chalo. Founder of Amazon. Correct, founder of Amazon. And private, if you want to make it as public, then the boolean value that you have to pass is false. If you want to make it as private, then the boolean value you have to pass it as true. Got to know? So these three things I have given to create a repository. Okay, so according to the requirement I had given. Okay, if I am not able to see the repositories over here, so how am I going to test it? Let's see. I have given all those things are done. Okay, see, as of now, if I click on refresh, are you able to see